Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. We're back. Manchester United dropped 2 points against Aston Villa, having held a 2-0 lead, and we thought that was the worst our night was going to get. Little did we know Ralf Rangnick would come out shortly after the game in his post-match interviews and state Anthony Martial didn't want to be selected for that game. But Anthony Martial, about an hour later, on Instagram, denied this and said he would never refuse to be selected for Manchester United. He wouldn't disrespect the shirt, the fans, the club, etc. Now, this has got everybody talking, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. But what I want you guys to do is, of course, hit that like button, comment, share, and of course, subscribe if you can as well. Help us reach our targets on this channel. But make sure you're keeping it locked. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, Martial versus Rangnick, as it now appears. Now, everybody knows I'm a fan of Anthony Martial as a footballer. I think when he plays to his full potential, he's an absolutely magnificent footballer. And we've seen that at times at Manchester United. But over the last 18 months, we haven't really seen that at all. Now, there's no surprise with me that he's heading for an exit at Manchester United. Whether on loan or permanently, you know, his time at the club has probably come to an end. Now, you can have all sorts of opinions for that. Whose fault is it? This, that, and the other. The truth is, you know, we've seen some of the good stuff from him. We've seen some of the bad stuff from him. We haven't seen it consistently enough. Now, there's probably reasons for that you can call upon. But whatever it is, we haven't seen it enough. Now, Anthony Martial seemingly set to leave. As it stands, no one's able to fulfill the loan fee that Manchester United want and his wages. And Man United want those wages to be paid in full. Now, his wages, I believe, are around 200 grand a week. Now, that's a lot of money for a player. You know, it's a lot of money for any player. A lot of money for Anthony Martial. Other clubs aren't going to want to pay that. So now what we're seeing is a player that's at Manchester United that is actively looking to leave. His agent's been speaking in the press. Now, him wanting to leave isn't a problem. You know, 7 years at the club. We understand things may have staled. You want a fresh start. That's cool. But when the manager needs to call upon you, we're paying your wages, bruv. You need to be there to be selected. Now, Rangnick comes out after and he says he didn't want to be selected. Now, this could have gone in a number of ways. Martial says, I'm not available for selection until I get my move. Rangnick says, we need you in the squad, but you're going to be on the bench. He says, I don't want to be on the bench, I want to start. It could go in a number of ways. But whatever way you look at it, we need Anthony Martial to be there. The truth is as well, with the way our forwards are playing, you could probably fight your way back into the starting lineup. But it's clear his mind is set up on leaving. Nevertheless, that's still huge disrespect. Now, he's come out and said after that he didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. Now, this to me stinks a little bit of an agent and a player trying to manufacture a move. And I hate to say that, you know, I want to be able to see Martial stay at Manchester United, see him be a success, etc. But this is what it stinks of to me. You know, if you rock the boat a little bit now because you've seen a club that in the past have held on to you when a manager didn't want you. Now, that was to your benefit. But you've seen a club that will actively hold on to you if they feel they have to or they can or they want to. And now it feels like maybe his agent's giving him some advice. I don't know, but it feels like this has been manufactured in order to make a way out of the club and make it easier to force Manchester United's hand. Will that make it easier for clubs to want to come in for him? Probably not. Although we've seen footballers do this. This is the way football works. And ultimately, it is disrespected to the fans of the club and that. And look, we've seen players have disputes with managers in the past. We've seen players have disputes with clubs in the past. But this isn't the way you want to go. And, alright, he's come out and denied it. Maybe it was a scenario like the one where I didn't literally refuse to play. I refused to sit on the bench. You know, something like that. But no matter what way you look at it, it's wrong. And let's be real, Rangnick hasn't got no reason to lie here. What are Rangnick's reasons to be lying? That's why I tend to fall upon the agent and player side of things, trying to manufacture a move. Because what's Rangnick got to lie about? Like, what's he got to lie about? Unless the club are just refusing to let him go. But there seems to be a willingness to do business if someone will meet the clauses. Now Anthony Martial refuses to play for us, or doesn't want to sit on the bench, or doesn't whatever, then we can't just refuse to pay his wages. You know what I mean? If you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't be happy to sit out the squad and collect your wages whilst also not wanting to move, you know, because you can't get your wages elsewhere. Especially when playing time is a factor. You could have maybe got playing time against Aston Villa. In fact, whether he was on the bench, like if he was on the bench, I'm pretty sure he comes on. And if he's available, maybe he starts. But then you also look at, like, what example does this set to the likes of, you know, and look, no player should be using another player's actions as an excuse for their own. But what kind of example does this set to the other players around the squad? Do you know what I mean? When players are refusing to play. Like, and also you look at the maybe treatment of Donny van der Beek and that, you know, Jesse Lingard maybe. Those guys haven't done this. So it's a bit distasteful, to be honest with you. I think it ends probably in him getting his move in his transfer window. And ultimately that's the way the football world is. But it's not great at all, is it? It's not great at all. And it just shows you where Manchester United are right now. You know, and we start this season with optimism. You know, we finish second, get to a European final, albeit disappointing bloody everyone, and then we bring in Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho. You think team's going somewhere, and now you fast forward 6 months later, and you look at the squad and you think we've got a lot of work to do. You know, you look at the defence. Maguire and Shaw weren't what they were 6 months. Now they could find their form again, but will they? You know, there's question marks over Wan-Bissaka. Like, our defence seems to be a disjointed unit all of a sudden. The midfield is definitely that, you know. And if you look beyond the ones that aren't good enough, the Matic, McTominay, Fred, the ones that are good enough, Pogba, probably going. You know, Donny van der Beek, probably going. So then you need to restructure that midfield again. And then if you look at the forward line, yes, Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood, you'd expect them to be there for the you know, the future. But again, you're gonna have to shake things up there. So look, I think in Rangnick you've probably got someone who can help on the recruitment side of things in terms of doing that and help in terms of the academy and stuff. But we're gonna have a whole new shake up again. And that's with short-term objectives, trying to get Champions League football for next season, trying to compete in the cup competitions that we're left in. And when you see performances like we've had against Aston Villa and all the rest of them, all due respect to those teams, like, those performances haven't been good enough. 1 defeat in 11, I think, but that doesn't tell the whole story because the points we've been dropping, and it's mental because, and again, you have to win these games. If we win our games in hand, I think we're like 3 or 5 points behind Chelsea, and it makes you think, like, imagine you just fucking won the games you're supposed to win. We've lost against Watford, we've lost against Aston Villa at home, we drew against a poor Everton. It's just so frustrating, man, so frustrating. But there you go, this is Manchester United these days. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. Keep it locked. I'm out of here.